Good afternoon. Today see the question number 19 of depreciation. Book is of D.K. Goel. On 1st July 2020, Pushpak Limited purchased a machinery for rupees 5,70,000 and paid rupees 30,000 for its overhauling and installation. 5,70,000 रुपये मशीन खरीदा जाता है और 30,000 रुपये ओवरऑलिंग और इंस्टॉलेशन पर खर्च होता है. Depreciation is provided at the rate of 20% per annum on original cost method. Books are closed on 31st March every year. The machinery was sold on 31st January 2023 for a sum of rupees 1,60,000. फर्स्ट 31 जनवरी 2020 को मशीनरी को बेच दिया जाता है 1,60,000 में. You are required to show the machinery account and provision for depreciation account for 3 years. The machinery account and provision for depreciation account. Here provision for depreciation account is maintained. So first of all we prepare the provision for depreciation account. Here when the depreciation is charged, the entry is provision depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation account. The machinery was purchased on 1st July 2023. So the year end on 31st March 2021. Here we mentioned 2021 March 31st. Entry is depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation account. प्रोविज़न फॉर डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट डेबिट है और प्रोविज़न फॉर डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट क्रेडिट है. हम लोग प्रोविज़न फॉर डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट बना रहे हैं, इसलिए इस अकाउंट के यानी लेजर के क्रेडिट साइड में लिखेंगे बाय डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट. वी हैव रिटेन हियर बाय डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट. As the machine was purchased on 1st July 2020 and year end or 31st March, so in the first year we charge depreciation for 9 months. The cost of machinery is 6 lakhs into 9. Rate of depreciation is 20 into 20 by 100 into 12. The depreciation come here 90,000. We write here 90,000. Now we balance the ledger. Here credit side 90,000. In debit side there is no any other entry, so we balance the ledger. To balance CD 90,000 and we do the total of the amount 90,000. Now the balance of provision for depreciation on transfer the next year. The next year start 2021 April 1st by balance BD. This is the balance of the last year 90,000. In current year, the year end on 31st March 2022, and for depreciation, the entry will be depreciation account debit to provision for depreciation account. Again, the provision for depreciation account is credit, so in the credit side of provision for depreciation account, we write by depreciation account. This year, depreciation will be charged on 6 lakhs for full year, for 1 year. So the entry is 6 lakhs into 20 by 100. Amount will come 1,20,000. 1,20,000. Year is 2021-22. Amount we have mentioned here 1,20,000. Now again we balance the ledger. Here in credit side 90,000 plus 1,20,000, total is 2,10,000. In debit side there is no other entry, so we write to balance CD 2,10,000, total is 2,10,000. Again we transfer this balance in the beginning of the next year. The year is start on and April 1st by balance BD 2,10,000. In the year 2000, January 31st, 2023, the machinery was sold. First 31st January 2023 को machinery को बेच दिया जाता है. So in the current year we charge depreciation from 1st April to 31st March. I mean for 10 months. So we calculate depreciation in the year 2022-23, and cost of machinery is 6 lakhs. We have to charge depreciation for 10 months into 10 into 20 by 100 into 12. The amount of depreciation will come 1 lakh. 1 lakh रुपया होगा. Here we mention the amount 1 lakh. As per when the depreciation provision for depreciation account is maintained, then if the machinery is sold out, or at the time of selling of the assets or machinery, we transfer the balance of provision for depreciation account to machinery account. Entry is provision for depreciation account debit to machinery account. So in the year 2023, January 31st, we write to machinery account because provision for depreciation account is debited. So in the debit side, we write to machinery account 3,10,000. This way, provision for depreciation account is closed. Now see the machinery account. Now I am going to prepare the machinery account. First of all, July 1st, 2020, the machinery was purchased for rupees 5,70,000 and spent rupees 30,000 on its overhauling and installation. The entry machinery account debit to bank account. Machinery is debited, so in the ledger of machinery, in debit side we write to bank account 6 lakh. Amount is 5,70,000 plus cost of installation and overhauling 30,000. Total is 6 lakh. Here we are preparing the maintaining the provision for depreciation account, so we only balance the ledger in the year 2021 March 31st by balance CD 6 lakh. Now this balance will be transferred in the next year. In the beginning of the year start 2021 April 1st, to balance BD 6 lakh. Again we balance the ledger on 31st March 2020. Here mentioned 2022 March 31st by balance CD. Again we transfer this balance in the next year, I mean in 2023. 2023 the machinery was sold out on January 31st. When the machinery is sold into his bank account, debit to machinery account. Machinery is credited, so in the ledger of machinery we write by bank account 1,60,000. This is the selling price of the machine. Machinery का selling price 1,60,000 रुपये है. By bank account लिखेंगे. Now the machinery was sold out, so whatever the balance of provision for depreciation account will be transferred to machinery account. Here the entry will be provision for depreciation account debit to machinery account. Provision for depreciation account debit to machinery account. Provision for depreciation account का जो बैलेंस होता है एसेट्स को बेचने पर एसेट्स अकाउंट में ट्रांसफ़र कर दिया जाता है. उसके लिए एंट्री होती है प्रोविजन फॉर डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट डेबिट टू मशीनरी अकाउंट. मशीनरी क्रेडिट है, इसलिए मशीनरी अकाउंट के क्रेडिट साइड में लिखे बाय प्रोविजन फॉर डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट 3,20,000. This is the total amount of provision for depreciation account. Now we will find out the profit or loss on sale of this machinery. Total depreciation charge in this machinery is in the first year, 2020-21, the amount is 90,000. In the year 2021-22, amount is 1,20,000, and in the year 2020-23, the amount of depreciation is 1 lakh. Now do the total. Total depreciation is 3,10,000. Now add the selling price. The machinery was sold out at rupees 1,60,000. Add 1,60,000. 1,60,000. We do the total here. 6174. Total is 4,70,000. Now cost of machinery is 6 lakh. We deduct this amount, any depreciation plus selling price, 4,70,000 from 6 lakh. 0, 3, 1 lakh. Balance 1,30,000. This is the loss on sale of the machinery. Entry will be loss on sale of machinery account, debit to machinery account. In this entry, machinery is credited. So in the credit side of machinery account, we write loss on sale of machinery 1,30,000. Now balance the ledger. In the debit side, total is 6 lakhs. In credit side, if we do the total 0,000,6173 10 2 3516, टोटल इज 6 लाख ऑफ ईच साइड. दोनों साइड का अमाउंट जो है 6 लाख आया.